Hey ladies, hey men, hey everyone in between. What is good? What is good? I know, I'll tell you what is good. It's this ice cream. It's this non-dairy ice cream. And then it's also this, like, I don't know, would this be considered Columbia blue? I don't know, maybe not. But this is a cute little blue color that I got from Family Dollar. The girls and I, we went to Family Dollar yesterday, and I got this cute blue polish. And shout out to Shein, $2 plus an old shirt that I enjoy wearing. I don't think it's originally supposed to be like this. I think it's supposed to be on the shoulders, but anyway, fast forward. Okay, JT from City Girls was on her Instagram live, and she was like, I'm gonna sum it up in words. She basically was just talking about the adultification of Black girls, and she was saying that, you know, when she was in her early 20s, when she was like 20, 21, 18, 19, 20, wherever, she was working, flipping burgers, making, you know, making money at just work at those, you know, serving the people and making money. She was at Burger King, she was at Wendy's, I don't know which it was, but she said she was flipping burgers, you know, being like, man, take your order. That was her life. And she was encouraging young Black girls to go be kids, be children, be teenagers, be young adults, you know, be in that in between phase. I am 20. I'm in the midst of doing a personal documentary on Black girlhood. When I tell you this is the most difficult thing I have ever done, just in terms of trying to figure out the right words, trying to be, you know, that person where I'm not saying things that are rude and disrespectful, or, you know, not thinking of everybody else's experiences. I'm trying to get my life together, okay? In this documentary, I'm trying my best. But to hear JT be like, y'all need to be children. It's what I've been getting to this entire time. Like, Black girls are not allowed to be children. And a lot of it starts at home. It's the whole, you acting fast, you doing this, you doing that. It's the policing of our bodies before we even understand what our bodies mean to other people. It's this to us, what our bodies mean to us. It's a lot of stuff, and it's hurting basically how we interact with the world. There was people in the comments, and they were just like, yeah, there's like 15 to 17-year-olds out here selling their bodies. They out here, you know, sleeping around. And it was just like, what do you expect from people that you don't talk to? There is very little to no actual communication going on within the Black community between Black mothers and their daughters. There is very little to none. I was lucky enough to have a mom who, one, apologized to me. I know, sounds like a magical fantasy world, sounds like a utopia, where we would get into arguments even though I was very young, and, you know, I had to say my sorries and my apologies too. But she would come into and apologize to me. When I was in high school, I was BSU's president, which is Black Student Union. I was president of Black Student Union for 2 years. And it was weird because there was one where we were having this conversation, and basically people were just like, oh yeah, like I would get hit by a shoe by my mom. Oh, my mom would pull out the hanger. Oh, I would get beat with the belt. I would do this and this. And it wasn't just their mothers, it was their fathers. The people would really partake in like beating these children, and we were in a contest. Basically it became a contest of like who got beat the worst. And I'm like, this is a horrible reflection of Black parenting and just the structure of Black families in general, that we need to really have a discussion about and really figure out, like, why are we doing the things that we do. Some of it does relate to just, unfortunately, trauma from slavery. Some of it really does go that far back, and other things is just like, okay, we had learned these these horrible, humiliating, disgusting ways of raising children from way back then, and we had not broke that curse. But now there's no excuse. It's 2020. I don't believe in beating your kids. I don't believe in beating your kids. I know people who got beat their whole lives that don't be no better than anybody else. They low-key be the baddest people. I'm telling you, they be. So I don't believe in beating your kids. I don't. And now I know people are gonna be like, well, I got beat and I turned out fine. That whole sentence don't even sound right. That whole sentence sound horrific. But just because you turned out fine doesn't mean that there's areas in your life where you might be, where your trauma might come back, and it might be kind of, playing a role in your life. There's definitely times where that trauma might be cycling back. Even with people that don't even have kids make a statement like, oh, I'll be beating my kids. Is that not weird to everybody else? Like, you don't even have kids. How you know you're gonna be beating them? You at least got 3 years after they born to beat them. So it's like, no one in your family, like, you're not pregnant, or you don't have someone that's pregnant by you, but you are already in that mindset of like, when I do have children, they will be getting beat. You don't even know what type of kids you having. They could be great kids, but in your head, you're already like, I will be beating you. Is that not toxic in itself? I really want to encourage Black mothers specifically to take time with your Black daughter. Get to know her. Get to know your child. Get to gain patience. And this is why I strongly believe that not everyone is built to be a parent. To be quite honest, not everybody's built to be a parent. That's not something that you just, like, yes, you may be able to reproduce, but that does not mean that you need children, okay? It doesn't. Have patience and make sure you have lived your life to an extent where you are ready to settle down with the child. It doesn't mean that your life is over, but it does mean like there will be sacrifices that have to be made with that baby. People be mad that they gave birth. Ain't nobody told you to do that. It was not required. You didn't have to. I feel bad for so many young Black girls and so many, Black women who have just been recycling trauma, because it's just like your mama, your father, whoever was raising you was not fully equipped to actually raise a child, and there is no real pamphlet to get it done. There's no step-by-step, this is how you do it, this is how you don't do it. But I think just allowing yourself to admit that I do not know everything is one of the biggest steps that you can take. And like, I will communicate my feelings to you. Kids don't know what you be doing. Parents be coming in, they be mad, angry, frustrated. And it's just like, you're not communicating that with me, so I have no idea what I'm doing wrong. You beating me don't mean nothing. It doesn't mean nothing. It don't fix no problems if you're not gonna tell me why you did what you did. And how is inflicting pain upon someone actually helping them to understand how to communicate and stop a behavior? I don't know. But I think all of that ties into this issue that we're having, where it's just like, people are like, these kids are not being kids, or they're not being given the room to be kids. And also just in terms of like actually talking about like a young Black girl sleeping around and engaging in sexual activities. I think that in itself is people don't ask why. And there's also just this idea that like Black girls are supposed to just be celibate for like ever. Don't know who came up with that. Like, I don't know who said we're not allowed to have a sexuality, but because there's this idea that like Black girls aren't supposed to engage in sexual activity, we're immediately called outside of our names, which is very unfair, very ignorant. Communicate with your child why you believe that they should wait to engage in sexual activity with a partner. And then if you know your kid, which you should, You should know your baby. If you really know your kid like that, I think it's time to look for ways to protect them from pregnancy, to protect them from any sexually transmitted diseases. Let's take that route. If you know for facts that your kid is gonna be like, okay mom, or okay dad, or okay guardian, I hear what you're saying, but I still want to engage in sexual activity, then go ahead and take that next step. I don't know why people rather they child just suffer from a disease, from an unwanted pregnancy, from whatever, from whatever, instead of just being like, let me help you out to be safe and to stay protected. Protect your kids, please. Yeah. But again, I just feel like people aren't giving Black girls the room to be children, and it's irritating my entire soul. Like, it's literally making me upset, because it's just like, why? Why are we not allowed to be girls, young women? Why are we not allowed to experiment and just, you know, do all the things that we see in the media? Now, for anybody who is young watching this, any of my fellow 20-year-olds, 19, 18, you know, younger, 15, 16, 17, so be it, any of that audience, take what you see in media with a grain of salt, okay? You cannot keep up with these people. You are not Sweetie. You are not Miss Mulatto. You was not Megan Thee Stallion. You are not Cardi B. You're not. And I'm not saying you can't reach that height of of social status. I'm not saying that that's not possible, because it's very possible. And if that's what you want to do, if you want to be a big superstar, you can do it. You can do it. But I will say, take what you see them doing with a grain of salt, because you only see what they allow you to see. You don't want anybody else's life. You don't. You don't want anybody else's life. And I understand some people are doing really bad right now, so I'm not going to comment and be like, you living the best life possible. I'm not going to do any of that. But I will say, you don't want anyone else's life. And to change your life, you have to really do introspection. You have to look within and be like, why are things being the way that they are being? And how can I take control over what I can control? Find ways in which you can take control of your life. Be selfish with your time, your energy. Seek out what you want, what you desire, and go out to make those things a reality. Do so without harming others, of course, but at the same time, if it's in, and when I mean harming others, I don't mean like, oh, you hurt this little boy's feelings because he wanted to be with you and you said no. I don't mean none of that little stuff, none of that. I'm just talking about do so without harming others, but place yourself first. It's okay. Big sister Dariae, or twin sister Dariae, depending how old you are, little sister Dariae, whoever you are, she says it's okay to be selfish, because it's the name of the game. Be selfish, and think about self-preservation. And I'm gonna make another video. I'm gonna make a video on self-preservation soon. Go back and pray. Say you are struggling with the connection with God, or who you've been taught God is. Talk to the universe. Talk to ancestors. It doesn't have to make sense immediately, but talk through your emotions to somebody. Write in a journal. Do a little bit of fitness every day, 5 minutes a day. Chloe Teen, Mad Fit, all of those people, great little fitness, great ways to start your fitness. Blogilates, quick, easy workouts. Start building upon self. Seek out friends who are continuously growing and who do not judge. Seek out friends that allow you to fail. Seek out friends that encourage failure, but then also trying again. Take care of self. You're not fast. You're a human being, and you're working on self. And that takes a lifetime. But do not be discouraged, because it's normal. Okay. I love you guys. I'll come out with another video soon. It's finals week, so I'm really... Kisses.